people would hire you as a person to just do it. You don't have to work for another company. So there are some options out there that probably wouldn't be on the data that Mr. Miller found. So these students that I have right now are really, really disappointed that they don't get to finish and move on. A lot of them tell me that this is the reason they come to school, that this class is making them do better than the rest of their classes. And until recently, I was unaware of any certifications that I could get them, but we have found some, and that is for the computer programs that we use. So they could be certified in any of those. And our computer teacher, Tim Elliott, is actually certified to give the test, so that would be pretty, wouldn't be such a big deal to get them certified in those. I want to ask that you consider giving us at least one more year to see how this goes, see if we can get more students. And if that's not an option, I would ask that you either allow me to come back for a half a day next year, because I'm also a yearbook teacher too. So if I were to come a half a day, I could have 6th, 7th, and 8th periods. 6th period is yearbook. 7th and 8th period are my seniors. That way my juniors this year would be able to complete this. That's all I have. But I have,
Okay. We certainly understand what you're saying, and it's unfortunate you don't have another certification, as Mr. Mitchell said, so we understand that too.
yeah, you don't really have certifications in graphic design. That's
I was
just
going to
not
ask
what
you
we do.
how that worked.
Yeah, they just don't really have them.
So therefore you don't necessarily get another certification.
No, your certification is basically your portfolio. That just
Okay.
proves that you can do what they want you to do.
That's important. Okay. All right, anybody you'd like to speak? Just
Yeah, I think,
have them to identify themselves and they may come forward and do something.
My name is Johnny Curry, and I'm a student at Lincoln County High School. I am a student at Lincoln County High School, and I am in Miss Jessie Smith's graphic design class. And not really asking for it to keep the class for pretty much life, but for a chance, really, to prove that graphic design is needed. And I'd like to bring up that maybe, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Baker here, is familiar with GNCC racing, and I myself have grown up racing, not GNCC, but hill climbing and motocross and arena cross and everything like that. And with that, you have bikes, motorcycles, four-wheelers, anything like that. And with that, you need them to look good. We don't need them to look good, but that's what people like. And with this, it helps. You can, with the things we have, we can design those, like decals, graphics, whatever you want. We can do that. And I have people come to me all the time outside, not only outside of school, but outside of the state, states over, like many states, even up north and out west, California even. I have friends from there who I race with, and they want things like that, new graphics, new logos, new everything for themselves, and even me. Like if I was to make something, they'd want to run it. They'd want not really a sponsorship, but kind of like a rep what I have. And without graphic design, I don't have that. And that means I'd have to get into something else that I'm not too fond of or not familiar with or know nothing about. It's like taking somebody who's been a mechanic all their life and sticking them in an office building to work. That's how I see it. But I can understand where they're coming from and wanting to bring in something new. But I'm sure that outside of that class, even after high school, you could get into something quick to be familiar and get a job with what they're wanting. But with graphic design, you can get to newspapers and stuff like that, but it doesn't give you an experience. If you go to a newspaper, like a place like that want stories, want things like that, want something to see, they the chance is slimmer without having experience. If you go into it just wanting to do it, what do you know? You don't know anything. But with the graphic design, it gives you a whole new look at what they had to offer. And even with things we do with the school, and like she said, with the banners that are hanging at the main entrance of Lincoln County High School, we made those. We made the posters, the team schedules, everything like that. And without that, Lincoln County probably wouldn't have it. They wouldn't have anything to show off what they have. They wouldn't have the banners. And okay, we have bragging rights because they do look good. That's plain and simple. And that's what we're in it for, to make it look good. And that's what we're good at. And Amber, she's perfect at what she does with it. I mean, she shows me stuff that blows my mind that she can paint on a computer. Even with the stuff she has, the class has to offer, it amazes me at what people in the class can do with it. I will never be the bragging type, but I'm decent at it myself. And that's what I want to do from after high school and on out. And without that, pretty much at a dead end. I'm at a dead end road with nothing else to do. I mean, I've got friends and everything like that that's in with the welding and all that stuff, but it doesn't interest me. And that's and if I don't get the 4 classes, whatever you need, if I don't have that, then what can you stick me in? Because I'm not interested in any of it. And it's not like I'll get into welding or auto and be right there, get certified. I can't. I'm not that gifted with it. I know a few things about it with racing and stuff like that, but I don't know everything. But with graphic design, I'm spot on with it. I know everything, what to do. You can sit me on a computer and I can make you anything that you wanted to. And that's pretty much what I'm best at. And without that, I'm a loser, pretty much. But that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Caitlin.
My name is Caitlin Tabor, and I'm a junior at Lincoln County High School, and I'm currently in the graphic design program. I feel like this program is really important because if you go to the grocery store, you look at your cans of food, your cereal boxes, and a lot more. Somebody had to design that. And we've made tons of T-shirts, like she said, we've made soccer and the basketball, and we've also made blankets that we sold at a football game. But I want to go on with this program next year, and I'm planning to go to college for graphic design. And she said, with our programs and stuff, I went in there blind, not knowing what to do with the Adobe programs. And she's taught me different things to do. I've designed the construction shirts, and now I'm currently designing a shirt. And this year we've made our own cereal boxes. We had to come up with our own name, and we've had to make a product logo and a company logo. And then we had to take a picture of our cereal box and make a poster advertising our cereal. And that's taught me a lot, and I just feel it's important to keep it next year, or at least like she said, work half day to let us go on. Thank you.
Katie Edmonds, my parent.
Your name again, please?
My name is Katie Atkins. I'm Amber's mother. And you're probably going to get tired of me because I have a lot to say.
You're ready.
Them saying that there's not a need for graphic design in Lincoln County or in West Virginia is totally wrong. I don't have a bunch of copies for everybody, but I will pass this out. And I also have 744 signatures of people that want the graphic design kept at Lincoln County High School. What's highlighted on this paper are jobs that you can get, or few jobs that you can get with graphic design.
Let me ask you, Ms. Hager, do you want these things back?
No, you can have them. I've got mine.
All right. Well, the reason I'm asking is we would not be part of one of these as part of that.
That's fine.
And
They say that there's not a desire for graphic design or a need for it. I contacted all 3 middle schools in Lincoln County and had the art teachers ask their kids who would be interested in a graphic design class in high school. Over 50 kids in Lincoln County are interested in it. Last year, they said they had 4, I think, finish the class. It's tripled this year. Next year, they will be 12 seniors in that second class, at least. So they can't say there's not a desire for it or a want for it. And it's doubling or tripling in the amount of kids that are taking the class. And as you can see, there's a lot of jobs. It's just not graphic design. Art teachers, working for magazines, newspapers. Yeah, a lot of it's not in Lincoln County, but let's face it, there's not a lot in Lincoln County. A lot of the kids aren't staying in Lincoln County. We need to get them ready for outside of Lincoln County, outside of West Virginia. My daughter wants to work for Disney as an animator. This graphic design class, she has been waiting since her freshman year to get into it. She started it, and now it's going to be gone. There's nothing offered at Lincoln County High School for her now. No, she's not going to be a law officer. It's not going to happen. A graphic designer, an average salary is $44,000. With the projected growth, which Mr. Miller, I think is his name, has the same thing. Projected growth from 2012 to 2022 is 7%. Web developers, $63,000 a year with a 20% increase. Art directors, $83,000 a year with a 5% increase. Multimedia artists and animators, $64,000 a year with a 6% increase. Marketing specialists, $60,000 a year, a 22% increase. Software quality testers, $83,000 a year with a 7% increase. Software application developers, $92,000 a year with a 22% increase. Public relations specialists, $54,000 a year with a 12% increase. Marketing managers, $123,000 a year with a 12% increase. Commercial and industrial designers, $62,000 a year with a 5% increase. What other jobs? I mean, you have computers are the future. Web designers, game designers, and it all comes down to graphic design. All of it does. There's not, oh, and the paper that I give you there, that is from Marshall University. A student that graduated Lincoln County High School sent that to me because people don't understand what jobs come from graphic design. They think graphic design, drawing. It's not just drawing. They need to understand that they are crushing some kids' dreams and their hopes and their job goals. It's not just fun and games for them. They're planning on making a life out of this. If Jessie is awesome with these kids, and it's just not her job to be in there teaching graphic design. She's teaching them life lessons. And I just don't understand. Just like she said, if you're going to cut it, at least have the courtesy for the kids that have already started this program to let them finish it. So what? They don't get a certificate. Big deal. It doesn't matter. They're getting experience that they can put on job applications, college applications. My daughter has scholarships offered already where she's taking graphic design, where she wants to go to art school. She's been invited to go to Cleveland Institute of Art for the summer for a 4-week program where she can get 6 college credits because she's in graphic design. So they can't say that it doesn't help them, because it does. Just reconsider and think of the kids. There's other cuts that they can make that doesn't affect the kids. There's other things. If it's money problems, cut something that doesn't affect the kids. Put the kids first.
Thank you, Ms. Agnew. Ms. Smith, you may. Okay, Ms. Tyree, do you have anything to say?
No, I do not.
Okay. Members of the board, questions, please.
Oh, I do have a question,
ma'am.
sorry. Yearbook, is that in addition, you do that in addition to the graphic design?
Yes, ma'am.
So if this program was cut, we would have to find somebody else to take over the yearbook?
Yes, ma'am.
section?
I don't think that's gonna be.
Diane? I have a couple of things.
Yes, sir.
I always do. Now, you've been there for, this is your third year, right?
Yes, sir.
Was there graphic design before you were there, or did the program just initiate?
No, it was there before.
It's
I'm
already
not
there.
sure if it started the year the school was open, but it was there before.
Okay. What type of equipment or machinery, whatever, is there that's dedicated for graphic design?
We have a screen printing machine, it's a screen printing press, and we have a large format printer, which prints the banners and the posters that we talked about earlier. We have a copy machine that's probably on its last leg. I tried to get a new one before, and that didn't work very well. And then we have the large format paper cutter. We have 26 computers. And a sink, and a large sink to wash the screens and stuff when we finish. We have a belt dryer that dries the ink on the t-shirts when we get finished. That's about it. Oh, we have a heat press, which does the names on the back of the shirts. You don't do that with screen printing. This is vinyl letters that you press on with it's kind of like a big iron.
I think I've seen something like
Yeah.
Excuse me, can I say something else?
that. Wait just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, now this, a student energy program, is it, my understanding that it's just for 2 years?
No, sir. I
It
have-
could be for 4?
I have, yes, I'm sorry, you're right. I have them for 2 periods a day for their junior year, and then 2 periods a day for their senior year, which is the same for any CTE program.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that. Okay. I think we're good with that. Okay. Ms. Agnew, you-
Yes, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention something. I had also spoke to DK Maynard at Hamlin Elementary, he's the middle school art teacher, and he said that they have just now received the computers and the graphic design programs for that middle school. And he had at least 30 kids just at Hamlin Middle School, 8th graders, that are interested in graphic design. So it just seems useless if we're giving the schools, the middle schools, the graphic design programs to get them interested in that field, to just take it away from them. Because there's no other art fields at Lincoln County High School other than, you have your fine art, art 1, 2, and 3, but as far as the computer graphic design, they don't offer anything else. So it's just, something that they're making the kids interested in, and then nothing to go forward to.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Tyree, did you have anything in addition that you'd like to?
I do not have anything further.
Okay. I'd like to ask Mr. Miller to come back up, please, for just a second. Matt Miller, who oversees the CTE programs at Lincoln County High School. Mr. Miller, you were talking about this law and public safety class as a possible replacement. Now, is there a classroom, a space, should this class be added to the curriculum there?
Yeah, we have a classroom where the old heating and cooling used to be. There's a classroom back there.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get, so graphic design wouldn't interfere with that program, or that class, then, would it?
No, we could utilize that classroom.
I mean, there's a space for it regardless of this graphic design class, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that, make sure I understood that. Okay. And that class, you said the State Department said they would fund this law class?
Yes.
I'm sure with the title there. safety? All right.
Yeah, that was actually brought to my attention from Dr. Donna Hirsch, who suggested that.
This particular class.
This particular class, yeah, the law of public safety. Of course, there was such a need for it. She said it might be something we'd interested in if we had the room for it. Well, I went ahead and pursued that.
Do we know for how many years we funded?
No, they haven't given me a definite answer. I'm still waiting on it. I was hoping to get that today, but they wouldn't tell me.
Mayor, do you have questions?
Either of you can probably answer my questions, but Ms. Smith, I'm gonna give you the chance to. I've listened to and read the data. Did you see this, the data on job trends and job growth? I don't think we really discussed, at least on tape, the information that we see in the two prior graduating classes of your completers. Of your completers in 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015, 3 of the 6 each year are continuing education out of the field of graphic design. 1 in each year is continuing education in design. 1 is seeking work, 1 has work, 1's gone in the military, and 1 we're not sure about what that person's doing. I also heard the information that Ms. Aggie's presented in the graphic design brochure that she gave us that came from Marshall. And I can't really square all this data in my mind. I can't make it all fit into a box. So tell me if my assessment is right. I'm not being critical when I ask it this way. I'm trying to understand this for myself. What your program does, as I understand it, is it creates an interest in these children in pursuing an education in graphic design at the college or other technical level that might allow someone to get one of these wonderful jobs that Ms. Aggins talked about. Have you ever had a student finish your graphic design program that went out and got a $60,000 a year job right out of high school?
I haven't taught that long.
I mean, but you've had kids that have graduated and gone on to the job market. You've had 2 class years of that, right? So these jobs that are potential jobs, I understand, I live in the real world too. These are jobs that are out there. If you go and get a college degree or you spend 10, 15 years in field, you might get one of these great jobs. That's okay. That's all right with me. That's not what I'm judging the viability of your program on. What I'm looking at is, what does your program do? Isn't it really just a preparation, something to interest the kids that might want to go into this field and give them hands-on experience so they can determine if this is something they really want to do with their life?
Well, actually, this has kind of been a topic for me as well. We don't get a lot of support, I don't feel, from the counselors, because artistic people, they kind of look at the world differently. And there's not a whole lot of places for them to go. And graphic design is one of those places. So I feel like, I mean, maybe I could do a better job at this too, is working with the counselors to get the students that are artistic from Mr. Elliott, the art teacher, and, you know, guide them towards me so that way I could show them what's out there for them in the real world. I mean, because if you're an artist, you can be a sculptor and a painter, but I mean, realistically, that's not a very lucrative job.
You're not going to make a lot of money at that unless
No.
you're very, very good.
Right. So, I mean, this is kind of the outlet for them. And the biggest thing now is the computers. That's where everything is now. And web design is where everything is now. And it all starts with graphic design. So, the interest, I just recently found out, like a student that just graduated last year said he didn't even know Microsoft existed. So, I mean, it's just not, it's not pushed, I should say. So I have a lot of trouble getting students, because a lot of those previous students didn't even want to be in my class, they were just put there, because they didn't have anywhere else to go. So I can't expect them to go out into to graphic design school after this, or go get a job in graphic design for this. So it's kind of like, maybe I need to do a better job about putting it out there for the students that really need it and really want it.
That answer your question, Mr. Mayor? Thank you.
While he's thinking, what's the possibility, I'm sitting here thinking, Mr. Curry back there mentioned something about decals for motorbikes and so forth. What's the possibility of, say, someone completing, getting out, getting a loan, setting up their own business?
That's a very big possibility.
Am I allowed to
That's-
talk on this?
Second.
That's actually a very popular decision for people because you can't necessarily afford to go to college. And, if you wanna stay here in Lincoln County, that is your option, really, if you wanna do the graphic design. But if you wanna leave the county and go somewhere else, where there's a lot more job opportunities, that would be the other option, but yes.
You got Putnam County over here, it's gone completely wild as far as population and businesses and so forth. Certainly safe for business over there.